presentar a una empresaria dominicana, latina, que tiene un proyecto que se llama Greenhopping. Les presento a Cuello.
Gracias, Carlos, por tenerme aquí. Gracias a Agrohack por darme la bienvenida a Puerto Rico de nuevo. Es mi tercera vez y cada vez que vengo estoy más fascinada. Bueno, a ver, Greenhopping. Greenhopping, yo soy Catherine Cuello Fuente, como vieron. Soy empresaria. Le voy a contar una historia. Me voy al inglés porque se me hace un poquito más fácil cuando hablo de negocio. ¿Cómo me fui yo? I'm going to tell you a story of how I went from a personal experience to an idea to then a business. I was living in New York. I was living in New York. I worked in corporate. I did PR for big brands, General Motors, PepsiCo. I was quote unquote living the dream, but it wasn't the dream inside. I had to experience a health scare. I went through emergency surgery. I lost my left ovary in the process. I changed my life inside out. I went raw. There's a couple of products outside that I see are raw, so please go check them out. I juiced to reboot my body, to reboot my immune system, and that in turn completely changed my life and my perspective and my lifestyle. So it's sort of, I realized there was a gap in the market. It was so hard to eat healthy. It was so hard to find these places had you not Googled before. So I trusted my intuitive GPS, and we identified the why. So what's the why? We said, how can we make healthy eating more accessible to everybody? How can we make it easy? How can we make it fun? How can we make it something that, you know, is second intuitive and you're not necessarily always eating out, eating Chinese food or eating, I don't know, burgers. So we said, how can we create an impact? So we went through tech. We have created Greenhopping, which is an app and is an e-commerce platform that places healthy eateries. That can be an organic eatery, it can be a green juice bar, it can be a plant-based restaurant that offers one of these options, so vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, raw food. It's location-based, so if you're, I don't know, in LA or if you're in Santo Domingo one day, you can pull it up and you can see what's around you. It's a tech-driven company, of course, but we are on the border of lifestyle and wellness, so we don't just want to be a tech company, we want to create change through tech, okay? And so we consider ourselves to be the Zagat of healthy food, which means we rate so that you don't have to. The app is available, and the e-commerce site will soon be available in 11 US cities, and what we're doing right now is that we are offering the consumer the option to order for delivery or pickup, right? Now, this presentation is not so much about my story, but about our journey and what we've learned along the way. We came out in 2013, so we've been at it for a while. For us, one of the most important things has been to create our brand, to create a footprint, to make an impact through, you know, what we want to sort of put out there. So this is an example of the press coverage that we have gotten. Of course, I never knew that my background in PR and communications would come in handy as it has, because really the corporate sort of environment gave me the foundation of what I do now, and I really don't think I could be an entrepreneur without that. We've also spent a lot of time creating really strong partnerships and collaborations. So anything from, let's say, Tech Day to Tech Week to the NFL Players Gala out when they play every year, we've done things with them, to, for example, speaking at NYU or Harvard University. So it is important to us as a brand to not just be consumer-facing, but to collaborate with the institutions and to work with the organizations to strengthen our brand. And that has opened the doors to be able to monetize. So when we started, I mean, it really started as an idea. It started as a dream. We wanted to, as I said, just make it easy for people, but none of the members from our team had done it before. So we tested the idea, and we came to the conclusion eventually, once we knew that people liked it, that we could make money from it. So how do we make money? We are a transactional-based company, so we keep a percentage. In this case, we keep 20% of every order that goes through of the restaurant. So let's say you order from, a cafe next door. Of that order that goes through, we keep 20%. Now, some tips before you get to that part, how to make money, right? Test your idea before going into the venture, because of course you fail and you learn, and that's super important. But if you can test your idea before, and if you can know that it's likable, that's definitely a plus. Find the right support partners is super important. Know your audience and know your target. We have done a lot of internal surveys. We go out, we watch, we analyze consumer behavior. But because we are at events, we do interact with the consumer. So if you are a B2C company, knowing your consumer is essential, and knowing what they like and what they don't like is equally as important. Build a brand and build a reputation, as I said, and have the right team in place, because without that, I mean, our talent for us has been the most important thing that we've gotten, but has also been the hardest. So finding the right talent is key. So we hope that this has been, or has served as an inspiration. I'll be outside if anybody has any questions. Please follow us. We're doing a giveaway on Instagram if you follow at Greenhopping. And of course, the app is free on iTunes and Google Play. And this is just our branding. So thank you so much for having me. Bye.